Hopefully this is the last week I'll have to focus on this topic, but it's so important. The markets are really in a critical place here. If stocks had just gone down 10 or 15% in the first 3 months of this downturn, it would have been pretty darn obvious that this was a correction and not the beginning of a crash. But they've gone down more than that. The Nasdaq's been down 24%. And of course, we got foreign markets, China down 30%, and the emerging markets down 27%, and so on. And we're also seeing a scenario that is tracking very close, even today, with the 2008 top and breakdown. So it's still a question mark. I still favor that this is a correction and that we are going to see a surprise rally in 2019. And it's so funny, people like Jeremy Siegel, who's like the perma bull now, like I used to be, is saying, well, if we don't have a recession here, which doesn't look likely, we'll probably have a good 2019. What's he predicting? 5 to 15%. This is not what we're seeing. We're saying the markets are either going to be up in a final strong blow-off rally. It could be 40, 50, 60, even 70% in something like the Nasdaq, or we are going to move into a crash if we go much lower here ahead. So this is a critical time. We are watching every scenario in the past bubble peaks in the early months of those crashes. Again, the 2008 scenario and many more. So we've got as good a handle on this as you can have. And most people aren't going to be looking for this. That's the point. And we do think the markets are going to be extreme one way or the other. And we want to get onto this and see this which way as soon as possible. Another thing to alert you to, we're doing a new dark window promotion, talking about how most bubbles end with a very strong final blow-off rally and then, of course, an extreme crash to follow. Again, maybe 1 year up and then a couple years down. And it's the most extreme scenario anybody will see in their lifetimes. And again, that is still a very likely strategy here. I am seeing, and I'll show, next week, that the Nasdaq could go as high as 9,500, maybe even 10,000. The Dow as high as 33,000, things like that. So this is something to know and something we can do very well on in our trading services and you and your investments on the way up. And of course, even more so on the way down. One thing I urge people, we're on our Boom and Bust newsletter. Read the January newsletter. It's going to come out Monday or Tuesday at the latest. Read that newsletter carefully. We're going to go through all these scenarios and potential so you know what can happen and know where we're tracking on these. And we are going to be giving you updates. I'm going to be referring back to that newsletter for the next month and maybe for a few months and these scenarios. So not only read that, but keep that handy. And I also tell people on our economy and markets, hey, if you've been thinking about subscribing to our Boom and Bust newsletter, this is a damn good time to do it. It's my recommendation. Also, for economy and market subscribers, Monday, I'm going to look at the most extreme dark window scenario of all the 6 or 7 we've studied in the last century. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to look at a potential scenario on the upside for the Nasdaq, which again is going to surprise almost everybody, even the bulls. So again, this is a critical time. I'm going to be focusing to other topics starting next Friday, hopefully, but this is worth everybody paying attention to now, and we will keep you updated.